We're about to meet with Guy Brent. Now, if we can, how do I put this? Okay, Guy Brent and I have only met today, but you'll understand what I mean when Guy Brent walks out on stage. Now, I was outside at the beginning of the day, I was wearing a mask, and one of our awesome volunteers who was on the lookout for people who look like they might be speakers came up to me and said, "You must be Guy Brent from Woolworths." And you will know when you meet Guy Brent from Woolworths. He would be wearing a mask when he arrived. I was wearing a mask when I arrived, and he looks. I'm just going to say he looks enough like me that it was pretty easy that we were mistaken for each other. You'll see when he comes out here. I took it as a compliment, Guy. I hope you took it as a compliment as well. Don't know. Guy was appointed Managing Director for Woolworths Food Company and Metro late in 2019. Back in the day, 2019, when we all used to spend our time wandering up and down the aisles of our local Woolies before everything changed and we became really, really good mates with the Woolies delivery guy who was ringing our doorbell a lot more often. Before that, Guy was Director of BWS and also worked at Cellar Masters. So even if you don't know him from Woolworths, you probably know him from having supplied you beverages over the last couple of years. We've all been doing that a fair bit as well. Prior to that, Guy was actually a director at Optus for a couple of years before he emigrated from the UK to Australia back in 2005. During the COVID era, which as you can imagine has been a pretty busy one for somebody who works running the Woolies food business, Guy tells me that he's focused on mental fitness and, quote, putting his oxygen mask on so that he can help others and be the best version of himself, both at work and at home, including social distancing out on the harbour, regularly paddling his surf ski. And he tells me that he's made a big change to his bling. With his wife's blessing, he has taken off his wedding ring and replaced his wedding ring with an Ujar ring. Now, you may not know what an Ujar ring is, but an Ujar ring is a piece of bling that helps you to track and improve your sleep. Guy tells me these days he is feeling as fresh as Woolies food. How nice is that for a plug? They were my words, but I thought he'd appreciate that. Guy and his family also bought themselves a COVID puppy, Leo the Groodle, who has brought much joy to the family. It is time to welcome, I'm not going to call him my doppelganger, but I'm just going to say one of our sponsors, our very, very good friend, the supermarket superman, our fresh food fellow. Price check, please, for our next speaker, Guy Brent. Guy!
It's true, isn't it? We're both congratulating each other earlier on how good looking we are. So 29 million people shop in a Woolworths supermarket or a Metro or a BWS or a Big W every week. And you in the audience, I hope many of you are also Woolworths customers, you hold us to account. And what I want to talk to you about today is that's working. And it's working because we really believe corporates need to step up in this area, and we really believe we need to take a leadership position in this space as well. So, we've learned a lot over the last couple of years as well. And one of the people I was talking to, and gratefully someone did come up to me in the break and have a chat to me, and that was Liz, who runs NIDA. And we were talking about, the pre-COVID times when Woolies made a pretty big, bold move to take plastic bags out of all of our stores. And we did that because we felt it was the right thing to do. And we did that because we were aghast at the number of plastic shopping bags that were going out of our doors every single day. And it was a decision that hurt us financially. And actually, we are really beholden to our quarterly results with analysts. And we had a pretty tough quarter that quarter because what happened was consumer behavior didn't change as quickly as we thought it would. And customers actually found it really annoying going into their supermarket and they didn't have their own bags and there weren't any plastic bags. But it was the right thing to do, and actually what we learned from that was it drove our brand reputation, it drove loyalty with our customers. And, we really have grown to really embrace our purpose, which you can see on the slide here, creating better experiences together for a better tomorrow during the COVID pandemic. I think it's been, one of the best things that's actually happened for the Woolworths Group and for all the 200,000 employees of the Woolworths Group, is that we really have focused on looking after the community, caring for the community, keeping the community safe. And one of the conversations we had really early on in 2019 was, what's going to happen with consumers and the sustainability agenda? Are consumers going to keep pushing the sustainability agenda, or are they really going to be just focused on keeping themselves safe and keeping their families safe? And actually what was a real delight for us is that all of you actually elevated the sustainability agenda. And what I wanted to also talk about is the role that I do. I have the fortune to run the business that produces all of the own brand products for the Woolworths Group. So we have a number of brands. Macro is probably, hopefully, one of your favorites that goes in your baskets often. But we have a number of brands, and actually 1 in 6 products that you buy, 1 in 3 products, that you buy in Woolworths supermarkets is actually one of our own brand products. And I always think the product should do the talking, always, in these cases. And this is our Plantitude Yogurt. You can see it's made from coconut milk. One of the things that I want you to have a look at on the package, I did want to bring one today, but actually the kids had it for breakfast, so it didn't look great by the time they'd finished with it. But you can see there's the Health Star label on there. And we were the first supermarket in the country to put Health Star labels on all of our own brand products. And one of the things I didn't realize until I joined the group is it's about what you put into the product as much as what you take out. So we've taken an enormous amount of product, salt and sugar, out of our products. So we've removed nearly 300 tons of sugar, 100 tons of salt, and 155 tons of saturated fats from our products. But actually the way in which you drive up the Health Star rating is actually also what you put in. And we've put in nearly 6,000 tons of whole grain and nearly 700 tons of vegetables in our products over the last few years. And I'm really proud of the work my team has done that has resulted in us being recognized as Australia's healthiest own brand by the George Institute for 3 years running. I think the other thing that we're really focused on is plastic. And we know that if there was one thing we could fix tomorrow, it would be reduce the excessive plastic that consumers see in our stores. And I would love to be walking down our fruit and vegetable aisles and there to be no plastic packaging on any of our fruit and vegetables. It's happening. We're working on it. Hopefully you'll see, you have seen, and in particular, one of our stores near here, Double Bay, all of the apples will be in cardboard cartons. The grapes will be in a brown paper bag. The potatoes will be in a brown paper bag. So we're really working on it every single day. And this product here, this yogurt, all of the packaging is fully recyclable, and our commitment is that all of our own brand packaging will be fully reusable, recyclable, and or compostable by 2023. So that is what my team are doing every single day of the week, is working out how we can take plastic out. The other thing we're really working on is how we can put recycling labeling onto all of our products as well. And we're really focused on the putting the Australian recycling label, which is that label that tells you, which part of the product or the packaging is recyclable and which bin it goes in. And, we've done a pretty good job, actually, on packaging. We've actually reduced packaging on more than 550 products taken almost 800 tons of plastic from produce, 600 tons from bakery, and 700 tons from milk bottles since 2018. And one of the things I'm really proud of is all of our bottled water now is made from recyclable plastic as well. And those are just some of the initiatives that have contributed, to over 9,000 tons of plastic packaging from entering, preventing that from entering into circulation. And just to give you an idea of what 9,000 tons would look like, that's 200 semi-trailers of plastic. And that would be enough if you park them end to end to reach from here to Coogee Beach. So there's a lot more that we can do, there's a lot more we need to do, but hopefully you get the idea that we as the employees of the Woolworths Group are really passionate about this space. And one of, I think, the key messages that's happened in this whole summit today is this message that we can all make a difference. And we're also making a difference with our stores. This is a picture of our Burwood Brickwoods store. We've got 1,000 stores across Australia. Every one of them has sustainability elements to it. And by 2025, all of our stores will be powered by green electricity. We've got 145 stores now that are powered by solar panels. And that, thank you. I'm loving the applause. I'll take it back to the team. And that's enough to power 6,000 homes. And one of the things that you'll see as you shop our stores is that we're replacing fluoro lights with LEDs, and we've installed over 400 kilometers of LED lights in our aisles as well. And there's a lot more we're doing around natural refrigerant technology, sustainable timber, putting in battery recycling stations. And so hopefully you get the idea that all of these efforts are working across the group. And I don't think we tell you enough as consumers about what we're doing. So this is a great opportunity for me to do so. One of my joy jobs, I have two joy jobs, and they're both here today actually, is that I am the exec sponsor for Oz Harvest within the group. And one of the things I'm really passionate about is reducing food waste. And if you've ever wondered what happened to those bananas that are slightly overripe, or the cheese that's almost about to go out of date, or the meat that's almost about to go out of date, what happens to that in the back of a Woolies store? Well, I'm really pleased to say that 100% of our stores now donate that food waste primarily to Oz Harvest. And the team at Oz Harvest do an incredible job of turning that into healthy meals, and there's never been a greater need for that. And in fact, they produce 24 million meals for Australians every year, which I think is absolutely incredible. And one of the things that we did over Christmas was we did a roundup campaign, and hopefully many of you saw it. You round up to the nearest dollar in our stores, and that raised $3.4 million over Christmas. So $7 million meals for people in need. So we're really grateful to be able to support Oz Harvest. It's a partnership that's really dear to my heart and to our hearts. And they'll be providing us with lunch today, and I'm really proud to be associated with them, as well as being associated with the Bread and Butter Project as well, who do a phenomenal job with giving employment to refugees. We're also really backing, electric vehicles to reduce emissions. We've got 2 electric home delivery vans. We've got a number of electric trucks now in our supply chain. And one of the really cool things we're doing actually is we're giving green windows to our customers online, which gives you the ability to choose delivery times that minimize the emissions on the route. And we're the only retailer actually to allow you to book your delivery time at the same time as your neighbors, so that we can configure the routes and save emissions with just a press of a button. we've got some ambitious targets from a carbon perspective as well. We've got a commitment to remove 5 million tons of carbon dioxide from our supply chain by 2025, and that's a 20% reduction compared to 2021 levels. And the only way we can do that is if we partner with our suppliers and actually hold them account to reduce emissions as well. So, it really is happening in corporate Australia, and I really wanted to get that message across today. But it all does come back to you holding us to account. And you talk with your wallets. So please, I would encourage you to keep holding us to account. Through social media, through comments, through buying the products which are more eco-friendly. One of the things I'm really excited about is actually we're working on an eco-label. So just like a health label, and 3.5 stars, by the way, anything above 3.5 stars, we classify as healthy. We're going to be producing an eco-label as well, which will show you which products are more environmentally sustainable as well. So I'm well out of time. There's 2 zeros there in terms of time. Thank you very much for having me, and hope you have a great day.